We are inventors, we are scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. We are working to make 10x progress against the world's biggest, toughest problems.
So my name is Liran. I am the CEO and one of the co-founders of a company called Benchside.
My name is Ali Dalla. I'm the CEO and co-founder of an insurtech company called Fineo based out of Toronto.
My name is Kunal. I'm the CEO of a company called Polar.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a CEO and founder of a company called Ada.
My name is Isabel. Lupus is when your immune system starts attacking innocent body cells as if they were an infection, making lupus an autoimmune disease. And because there are so many tests to perform, doctors don't perform all of them because of the time and reagent usage. And this is how 50% of lupus patients end up misdiagnosed. So we created Helio, the world's fastest lupus diagnostic test. Helio uses nanotechnology and artificial intelligence to take months of testing and doctor's appointments into 8 hours without any human error. At Helio, we can condense all of this testing and appointments into a single nanobot. No human error, no suffering. This is Helio.
My name is Avneet. I am 17 years old. 40% of the world's clothing is made using cotton. This leaves the bulk of the clothing made using synthetic fabrics. There are an estimated 1,000 to 12 million microplastics that are released. These microplastics are too small to be filtered. They enter our ecosystems. This begins a never-ending cycle of terror for both the environment and the animals inhabiting it. 79 billion tons of water have been used in cotton production as of April 2021. We will create a PTG multiplex CRISPR gene editing system, essentially allowing us to make both necessary gene edits. If we break 100% into the cotton market, we will be able to conserve 19 out of the 79 billion tons of water used as of April 2021. This quantity of water is enough to feed the entire population of China for 2.5 whole years. Using our seeds, cotton farmers will be able to save about $625 per acre of water usage. We eventually hope to create an entirely sustainable clothing line, from the seed of the cotton to the final product.
Hi, I'm Ronit Taledi. Did you know that 1 in 9 people go hungry each day? And in fact, around 690 million people are estimated to go hungry in 2021. The ironic fact is that we do have enough food for all the human population, but people are still hungry because they lack access to it. That's why we came up with Leafy meat. The solution is growing meat on plants, of course. Here's how it works. The process begins with extracting stem cells from the desired animal. Next, the cells are fed a mixture of glucose, vitamins, minerals. This can be used to create an all-in-one food source. There's not many fruits of that labor that we see in our daily lives, and that's why we want to bear that fruit. Thank you.
My name is Dave. I'm working on building deep learning models for biomarker discovery. That newborn right there is just one of the 58,000 infants that die each year in India due to bacterial infections. Stark truth is that it wasn't the infection that actually killed these infants, but instead it was the cure. And that's exactly what antimicrobial resistance is all about. And up until the point where we have no way to treat these superbugs. As of today, antimicrobial resistance contributes up to 700,000 deaths a year. It costs the global healthcare system $134 billion annually and is on track to kill 10 million people annually by 2050. And because of our reliance on antibiotics, we're living in a world right now where an infection from a cut could be just as deadly as cancer. Things need to change starting now. And thankfully, we're not just going to solve this crisis, but we're going to do more. And we're going to solve the AMR crisis by hijacking phages to boost the body's own immune response to these infections, so you never have to worry about being infected by a bacteria ever again. Our solution aims to bring down the second-line treatment cost for patients with an antimicrobial resistant infection from $27,000 just down to $8,000. Now is the time we need to reinvent modern medicine for generations to come.
My name is Amiel, I'm 16, and I'm really interested in the intersection of biology and technology. Not everyone receives an organ in time, and this is because of the organ shortage crisis. Every 9 minutes, on average, 20 eligible patients die every day in the United States from the lack of available organs. And around the world, the demand for suitable organs far exceeds supply. This is where Vitality, the first of its kind research and development company, will pioneer predictive tissue engineering. We're accelerating the development of optimal bioinks that promote specific biological and functions and processes using decision tree classifiers. So we'll be able to reduce the costs and efforts of developing bioinks and thus bringing the reality of lab-grown organs closer to fruition.
Hi, my name is Varsha, and I'm really interested in neuroscience, BCIs, and education. I want you to take your hands and just put them behind your back or sit on them. Just make sure you can't move them. Peripheral nerve damage is something that 20 million people are going through right now, and we can fix it with just a pill. We're using nanobots to deliver serotonin to specific areas with nerve damage so the axons in that area can regenerate. Right now, the market for nerve repair and regeneration is $12.7 billion. And there's no real cure that fixes the problem. And we're going to be providing that. When I asked you to put your hands behind your back, you may have subconsciously put them back in front of you or felt really uncomfortable. And this is nowhere close to what people with actual paralysis feel like. Now, Betamax is providing a solution to make these people less uncomfortable and allow them to continue their daily lives. Thank you.
My name is Elizabeth. I'm working on breast milk reproduction outside of the body. Whereas people are rejecting vaccines in Canada and the States because of a fear of needles and microchip conspiracy theories, people in third world countries simply do not have access. 3 million people die every single year from pneumonia, 800,000 of which are children. The reason that people don't get the vaccine that they need isn't because we don't have the technology. It's not because it's not effective. It's because we can't get the vaccine to them and administer it at a low cost. That was really weird for me to conceptualize. I went to the rec hall and got my shot. Some families have to work for months to vaccinate their children. But 90% of that cost is in refrigerated delivery of vaccines and paying people to administer it on ground. So what we're doing is we're throwing money at a brick wall. The system is fundamentally broken. At Insilica, we want to engineer the PCV13 vaccine to have the ability to be stored at room temperature for 3 years and to be administered orally, decreasing the cost by 90%. We want a future where 3 million people aren't dying every year of a vaccine-preventable disease. And I hope you're a part of that.
My name's Matthew. In the world, more than 5.6 billion pounds of pesticides are used in a single year, and this problem is only expected to get worse. The use of pesticides are linked to cancer and, who would have guessed, Alzheimer's, and also frequently kill innocent wildlife that are either neutral or actually beneficial to the farming process itself. This damage is so incredibly widespread that up to 50 million people in the United States alone are drinking water that is potentially contaminated by pesticides. We need a solution that can both increase crop yields while still protecting the environment and ensuring sustainable agriculture for the future. Our solution will leverage the unique properties of nanoparticles in order to create a better non-chemical source for pesticides. Introducing Nano Grow. It's our highly effective and non-chemical form of pesticides in order to revolutionize agriculture. And as Nano Grow continues to be used, like the crops that we hope to protect, we're hoping to continue to grow agriculture in the world and feed people well into the future without having to sacrifice the environment or the world as a whole.
I'm Christina, and I'm really passionate about the intersection between AI and healthcare. And I want all of us just to take a bit of a blast to the past here and remember January 12th, 2010. I doubt you remember that this was the exact day that that huge, enormous earthquake hit Port-au-Prince. An estimated $14 billion was the cost to rebuild Haiti after this earthquake. 250,000 lives were lost and 5 million people were left without homes. Earthquakes like Haiti's also release about 2 times 10 to the power 15 joules of energy. And what if there was a way to harness all of that energy and then convert that into a usable form of energy to accelerate the rebuilding of the affected areas? And that's exactly what we're doing here at Modus. We're leveraging piezoelectricity to harness energy from earthquakes. You're also probably wondering though, like how much energy can we actually harvest? So if we look at California, for example, one minor earthquake in California produces 221 to 1,241 kilowatt hours. Compared to other sources of renewable energy on the market, one solar panel in California currently produces about 4.5 kilowatt hours, just to also put that in perspective for you. We invite you to support our vision of rebuilding countries at a faster rate than ever before. So join us in diversifying the world's sources of renewable energy.
Isabel, what an amazing presentation. I love your passion and love how you started your pitch with a real world example of something we could all empathize with.
Great presentation. I love the simplicity in the slides to explain a very complex medical illness at the start. So good job on that.
Great pace. It's really hard sometimes in a video pitch to keep that pace in check, and I thought you did a fantastic job with that.
I thought that was such a strong presentation, such an important problem. Thanks so much for walking us through it.
Ronit, it's a big problem, man. It's a big problem, and I'm really glad that you're thinking about how to help the world. My man used TLDR in a presentation.
So one piece of advice, just take it to 10,000 feet.
You're telling a story to somebody who's telling a story on your behalf to other people. That is a very, very important insight on simplicity is key.
Amazing work. Really great job with the analogies and simplifying it.
Yeah, I think this is a brilliant idea. In terms of a moonshot problem, printing organs is definitely in that universe for me.
I love the idea of 3D bioprinting organs. And I can imagine a day when we look back and say, could you believe that we relied on human donations of organs?
Can you solve this before I die so they don't have to cut my kidney out, please?
Yes.
Thanks so much for that. I'm gonna provide my comment because you hit home because I took my hands out and I was like, I kind of just didn't want to do it. Wow, you got it, you nailed it.
Hey Varsha, great job. I love how interactive you made your presentation. I think in entrepreneurship, you often have to break the rules and find ways to stand out from the crowd. And I think you did that really effectively today.
Varsha, I love the presentation.
But really fantastic work.
I really appreciated this presentation, Elizabeth. I think it was super compelling, very clear, where I really appreciated how you clearly walked us through the core components that go into the current vaccine's cost structure. And I love how you dissected each input with your solution, how you make it cheaper. To me, I found this really, really compelling. I thought you did a great job walking us through it. So thanks. Hey, great job, Christina. You definitely brought the energy, and I think you brought an idea that kind of blew my mind. So cool. So let's pause for a second. That's very cool.
First of all, wow, what a real cool concept. I think like Mike, I was like halfway through this, I'm like, what? How come this doesn't already exist? So that's really cool. How do I, as an investor, turn this company into a 1000x banger? Because like Elon Musk wants this. This is how he's gonna like monetize earthquakes over time, right?
Earthquakes is the issue, and they're seen as a moment of destruction, but what you're presenting is the earthquakes at the moment of creation.
Oh, that's fire right there, Kuda. Oh,
Really?
that's fire.
Our winner for the People's Choice Award is Modus and Christina's team. Congratulations.
Wow, what an amazing, amazing showcase of talent. Like Mike said, you are all up and coming rock stars. I can't wait to see you as peers. I can't wait to invest in you. And for some of you, I can't wait to work for you one day. It's been so inspiring. The Google Award this year is going to go to Modus. Congratulations. Such an amazing idea and a great presentation.
Something that I've learned over the years as an entrepreneur is that how you say what you're doing is actually almost as important as what you're saying. The TED Award for Best Presentation goes to Nuve and Dev. Congratulations, team. You really blew us away and showcased amazing presentation skills.
I learned so much today, and to echo Mike, I'm super concerned about my job as well. I think to be really successful in this space is to get comfortable with everything that you're not comfortable with. And that's really how growth happens. And so I echo that, and I have no doubt that with all the grit and creativity that you showed today, you'll be extremely successful in the future as well. The question we asked ourselves to decide the best overall winner was, who will we invest in? And it was almost unanimous that we all chose Vitality and Amiel and the team. And I think what differentiated your presentation from the rest was around how you broke it down and make it very believable that you will be able to do that.
You did this in just 4 weeks. That is insane. You got time to be an entrepreneur. You guys are time billionaires.
One thing I just want to remind you is to not lose this 10x thinking, not lose this ability to really think outside the box. The way that we move everything forward is having those sort of crazy ideas, but then of course, backing them up with research and science and economic incentives.